Good morning, class. In the previous lesson, we have learned about the different experiments and the conditions that is required for germination. Now, today, before we proceed, before learning the types of germination, let us understand what is epicotyle and hypocotyle means. Epicotyle grows above the cotyledons and gives rise to leaves. Hypocotyle below the point of attachment of the cotyledon, developing into stems. Once again, epicotyle grows above the cotyledons and gives rise to leaves. Hypocotyle below the point of attachment of the cotyledons develops into the stem. Types of germination. We have two types of germination: hypogeal germination and epigeal germination. What is hypogeal germination? The epicotyle elongates, the cotyledons remain underground. The epicotyle elongates and remains underground in case of pea and maize. In case of epigeal germination, hypocotyle elongates and the cotyledons are pushed above the ground. Example, castor seed. In case of hypogeal germination, the epicotyle elongates and remains on the ground. In case of this epigeal, the hypocotyle elongates and the cotyledons are pushed above ground. Now, germination of bean seed. Now, there are different steps. The first one, the seed swells up after absorbing water. The radicle elongates, extends downwards into the soil. The hypocotyle elongates and pumil extend downwards into the soil. Cotyledons come out. And cotyledons come out of the soil. So the germination in bean seed is epigeal germination. Next germination is germination of maize seed. The seed absorbs water and swells up. The epithelial layer of the scutellum, where do you get this? Over here in case of maize plant. Another name for that is cotyledon, secretes enzyme which converts starch into endosperm into sugar and transfers it to cotyledon. The radicle grows down and the plumule grows up. The epicotyle enlarges and the cotyledons remains on the soil. So the germination is hypogeal. Today's assignment: define epicotyle and hypocotyle. Give differences between epigeal and hypogeal germination. The children explain means, You have to write everything in detail. Explain germination of bean seed with the help of a diagram. Explain germination of a maize seed with the help of a diagram. Please write in detail. So class, let us revise once again. Today's lesson we have learned about epicotyle, which grows above the cotyledons and gives rise to the leaves. Hypocotyle, below the point of attachment of the cotyledon, which develops into the stem. We have also learned about types of germination, hypogeal germination and apigeal germination. Epicotyle elongates, the cotyledons remains on the ground. Example, pea and maize. Hypocotyle elongates and cotyledons are pushed above the ground. Germination of bean seed. The seed swells up after absorbing water. The radicle elongates, extends downwards into the soil. Hypocotyle elongates, plumule extends downwards into the soil. Cotyledons come out of the soil. So the germination in bean seed is apigeal. Next one is germination of maize seed. The seed absorbs water and swells up. The epithelial layer of the scutellum secretes enzyme which converts starch in the endosperm into sugar and transfer it to the cotyledons. The radicle grows down and plumule grows up. The epicotyle enlarges and cotyledons remains on the soil. So the germination is hypogeal. So class, this is all we'll be learning for today.